What day, everybody? How y'all doing? I'm running a little behind, but that's kind of the norm. Uh, Before I get started, I want to give a big shout out to the following people who are some of the people who make uh, this stream and my channel possible. Mr. Michael, Mr. Bilal, Mr. John, Mr. Carl, Mr. Ralph, Mr. Carlos, and Mr. Elaine. Thank you very much, and I appreciate it. Appreciate all the help you can give me. The support of the channel is important. Of course, you can always click thumbs up. That helps. You can subscribe. That helps. You can join and become a member of the channel. Now, just by clicking the join button down below. You can also buy one of my books. You can get some merch from my shop. You know, everything's down in the description. So, without further ado, the Thai baht, last I looked, which was about 20 minutes ago, 32.54 to the US dollar. The air quality index is 56. A lot of rain forecast for today. 40% chance of rain. 90% humidity. Currently 79 degrees. 86 is the high, 75 is the low. The feel-like temperature right now is 86, so it's a little cooler right now. And there is some wind, southeast, 6 miles an hour. Visibility is 6 miles. So, some good news. Last night, the CCSA, the Department of Health, has brought into play some new restrictions. They've lifted some of the restrictions. They have decided to change their campaign against COVID to a smart control and living with COVID-19 campaign. And this is supposedly to prepare the country for the new normal. I don't want a new normal. I just want normal. It doesn't have to be new. It doesn't have to be old. Anyway, it's as I said, they have lifted some of the restrictions. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger here. Yeah, this is what I want. Okay. So basically, you can go into restaurants. You can go into public parks. You can fly if there are flights. You can go into hotels. However, and this is a big however, you have to be fully vaccinated. And the restaurants, they're not full capacity. They are 50% capacity. And the way that they're figuring, this is not an honor system. This is not like in some countries where you know, they are just doing everything by, they have faith that if you say you're vaccinated, that you really are. And the truth is, this is a little more difficult. Basically, and let me just make sure I have all the details here because I want to make sure I get it right. Starting September 1st, and this information is in the community tab of my channel. Some businesses can reopen, however, their staff must be fully vaccinated and only customers with a green card. That means you're fully vaccinated, or a yellow card, which means you're recovered or have a negative antigen test no older than 7 days, will be allowed to enter. Those who are vaccinated, if you haven't already used the MawProm app, you should use the MawProm app. Or you do what I did, which is after I got my second shot, they gave me a piece of paper that says you're vaccinated, and there is a QR code on that. And if you click that QR code, before if I clicked it, it brought me to a page, Ministry of, I think it was Ministry of Public Health, and it just says the dates that I was vaccinated. It has my name and everything. Well, now what they did was they put a green background, so that is your green card. So you basically have a couple of choices, and I don't know how it's going to work for people that are that have been vaccinated internationally, but you can use the MawProm app, which is what a lot of people have tried to do, but many foreigners have found that extremely difficult. Or if they gave you some kind of piece of paper that shows you've been vaccinated, fully vaccinated, there's a QR code on it. Now, if you've only been vaccinated once, you're not going to have that. They won't give you the paper until you've been fully vaccinated. Once you do that, you should just be able to click that. You should be able to scan that QR code, and it'll take you right to the Ministry of Public Health website. And then from there, what I did was I printed out a couple of the certificates, and I'm gonna. If you go to the community tab, I have a sample of the vaccine and test result certificate, the green card. I have a sample of it. I just blocked out some of my information, but you'll get an idea of what it looks like. And then when you go into the restaurant, apparently they're going to scan your paper to make sure that, because that has a QR code as well, they're going to scan that, and they're going to see if you do indeed have, if you have been vaccinated, if you've been fully vaccinated. The thing is I saved it on my phone, and I also have my paper that has basically, you could feasibly, if the restaurant will allow it, you could bring your vaccination paper with you, or you could have it in your phone, and it has a QR code on it. You could just give them that. They should be able to scan it, and then it will pop up. They'll see the same page that I printed from, which has the green certificate. The only thing is I don't know, like for instance, Longhorns has been fully vaccinated. However, he doesn't have any QR code from here. So I don't know what his paper has and if it has a QR code. But he's going to have to try to get that scanned and then see if either if the restaurant will allow them in. This is the thing. It's not clear yet if they're going to accept a CDC card or whatever it might be. It's not clear. What they're saying is that you need to go to the MawProm app and register. And you should be able to use the number from whatever page you have, whatever paper you have, whatever document you have. You should be able to enter that. And then that will allow them, that will register you in their system, and then they will supposedly check it. I don't know if it's instantaneous or not. And then you should be allowed to enter the establishment. Now I know I'm good to go. Longhorns and I are going to try on Wednesday. We will be at Starbucks. I don't know if he's going to be allowed in. I don't know how that's going to work. I can't see them turning somebody down, but it does say you need a green card. So what they might do, at least at Starbucks, if there's no customers, what they might do is they might pull him aside and say, no, you need to register. Let me see if we can do this for you. And they'll help him register through the MawProm app on his tablet that he has. So that might work. I don't know. But that's good news, though. I mean, it's good news in that it's a step in the right direction. And, here in Thailand, they're not as fastidious about the requirements, and also the people are not so hung up or bent on challenging things because they want their freedom. They want their freedom. They want to be able to go to a restaurant. They don't care about, oh, we've got an app and you have our personal information. All the app has is information about whether or not you've been vaccinated. That's the only thing it has. Now, who knows what they're doing behind closed doors? I don't know. But, and I hate to say this because I'm all for privacy, but you really have no privacy nowadays. You have very little privacy, and that's the way it is. And sometimes it's better, I hate to say it, but it's better just not to challenge everything. Because, you might be challenging, I don't want to show them anything when I'm walking into 7-Eleven. It's 7-Eleven. I mean, yeah, granted, they could steal all your bank information or something, but come on. If they wanted to do that, they would do it in another way. Somebody would do it in another way. So I kind of doubt that the Mall Prom app is some shady application that's stealing all your information and they're listening on every comment that you make. I have my suspicions that about that. I don't think that we have to worry. It's a medical app. So if you want to get it done, you can get it done. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. And I'm anxious to see, hey, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Hello to everybody. If I haven't said hello, I apologize. 27 years in Thailand. 25 years of marriage to my Thai wife. Wow. Long time. Now, that's a good thing, and really that's a good thing because what it could be is if they allow people to come in and they further what's the word I'm looking for? If they lift some more restrictions, if they may start to allow people just to come in, and all you have to do is show that you've been vaccinated and that you have insurance, and then they're just going to say, let's go. You don't have to quarantine. You don't have to do anything else. Now, I believe it's going to be in a matter of steps. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this year they will open up and they'll continue to have COVID cases, but I think that's going to be the norm. There's going to be COVID, just like there's the flu, just like there's the common cold. I think it's going to happen. But this is a step in the right direction, so we'll see what happens. I'm anxious to see exactly what happens. Andrew, thank you very much. I don't know how the Caesar chicken wrap is on you, but thank you. I appreciate it. I do like I especially like the Texas chicken wraps, and I really like the Texas chicken Mexicana chicken burger, which Jono turned me on to, and Longhorns complained it was too spicy. I didn't think it was very spicy at all, and I love the thing, but all of us, all three of us, Jono, myself, and Longhorns, along with my family, we've just gone a little too far with the Texas chicken. We're constantly, one of us is always like showing photos of Texas chicken. So Texas chicken is tasty. I know there's some people who prefer KFC, but I'm not one of them. Now, the police, I don't know if, I'm sure there are some of you who have already heard this, and I've talked about it a little bit. But, there was an officer, what is his name here? They call him Joe Ferrari in the press. But he was in charge of a group of officers in Nakhon Sawan, and basically the guy seemingly, I would think that this is not the first time, but he arrested somebody as a drug suspect, a drug dealer. He was a suspected drug dealer. Arrested the guy, brought him in for questioning. He and his other officers, which there were a total of 13 all of a sudden in the beginning. Now it's narrowed down to 7, but they brought the 4 officers in right away. This Joe Ferrari guy, he did a runner, and then I guess he figured, hey, this is pointless. I'm not going to get away with anything. And so he turned himself in, and now he's being questioned, and he's basically denied everything, which is, no surprise. I just like, one time I'd like to see somebody come out and go, I'm responsible. I did it. I mean, listen, I wish Biden would do that. He'd just go, I'm responsible. My military told me that I should leave people in. I shouldn't take everybody out yet. We should do it gradually, not in a big hurry. And I decided to be a stubborn old goat and not listen to them, and now look at what's happened. I wish somebody would come out and admit something. Nobody wants to admit anything. But let's see here. There is now pressure on the Thai government to crack down on corrupt cops. And in the Bangkok Post, there is an article. His salary was actually 43,000 baht per month. Maybe that's his take home. He had 39 cars and a mansion in, I think it was Nakhon Ratchasima, which is Korat. I think that's where it was. Anyway, maybe it was Nakhon Sawan, I'm not sure. But it begs the question of how many times the guy has not been caught, or other police officers at other locations have not been caught, and they're getting away with this. And I can tell you from firsthand and secondhand knowledge that there are quite a few police that they earn a living. They really earn their living not their salary. They earn it from traffic stops or bribes or whatever it is. You didn't hear that from me. I didn't say that. It was somebody else who said it. But this is fairly well known here. Because the average patrolman, his salary is next to nothing. I mean, I don't know exactly how much. It used to be like 8,000 baht. Maybe now it's 12, 15,000. I don't know. And so that's another blemish here on Thailand's image, and this is something that Thailand doesn't need. I saw this on the front page of CNN. I saw it in Reuters. It's being covered internationally, and that's not good for Thailand. So the Thai government is doing their best to take action on this. And this article says that police reforms are years behind schedule. This is from yesterday. Let me see if I can put this up here. There we go. There's the link right there. There's the other guy, the Red Bull, the son of the Red Bull guy. He's the heir to the Red Bull fortune, who is still at large, and nothing's been done, and they say they're going to do something, and time just keeps passing by, and in the meantime, nothing's been done. Nothing has been finalized. They haven't brought the guy in and formally charged him. The alleged torture and killing of a drug suspect while in police custody has intensified calls for overdue police reforms while casting a spotlight on the slow examination process of a bill aimed at improving the structure of the police force. Yeah, he's going to get charged 500 baht, and he'll be let off with a little slap on the wrist. Now, hopefully that's not going to happen, and that's what the reason is that this is such a big case, really, because people are looking from everywhere in the world. They want to see what's done to this guy. Because yes, there are rumors. Allegedly, it's fairly normal for Thai police to beat the piss out of people and try to get money out of them or get them to confess or whatever. And I've always been a firm believer that when it comes to the police, you don't ever fight back. You don't ever get froggy with them. You don't ever have a bad attitude. You can be irritated and pissed off, but it's yes, sir, no, sir, I don't know, sir. And then when you get the lawyer, you let the lawyer beat him up. You can't win, So I don't know. That's not to say that all the people were bridging up against the cops, and the cops figured they're gonna, beat the piss out of the people. But the other thing here is that drugs are no joke here. And if you're Thai and you get caught with methamphetamines, man, the yaba, you're asking for trouble. I know a guy who was a professional boxer who was arrested just transporting, transporting some meth, some pills. He got thrown in jail, man. He's a well-known boxer. They threw him in jail, and he did several years. I mean, he got off for good time and things like that, but he had to do his time, man. They don't mess around here, especially if they want to put you in jail. If they really want to put you in jail, they'll make sure that everything sticks and that you are at a disadvantage that you can't overcome. So it's good that they're taking a look at this. They say these kind of things, and then usually what happens, it's like with some of the, we're going to crack down on this, we're going to crack down on that. And then what they do is for the next couple of days or maybe a week, they make this big thing of making sure that they show their faces. Oh yes, we're cracking down on this, we're cracking down. And then once, this is normal. When the media coverage kind of simmers down, it dies down, then they just go back to doing what they were doing before, Hey, soy dog, how you doing? I was thinking about, Chucky is in Florence, Italy right now. He called me last night, and I was actually thinking, now hopefully he won't watch this, but I know he's not watching a lot of YouTube while he's there in Italy. But what I'm thinking about doing is, actually, he told me he's only got 19 countries more that he wants to go to. And to be honest, there's only a few that I really want to go to. I have this COVID and all the hassle. I barely have the desire to travel through Thailand. I just don't want to. It's really turned me off against travel. Now, if they just said, oh, you can travel freely, there is none of this insurance, show the certificate, show this, show that. Have you been fully vaccinated? Do you need a test? You need 3 tests. If all that stuff was gone, then maybe my desire would come back. But right now, I'm like, no thank you. He's in Florence. He's having a good time. He said some of the people on the ship, the cruise liner that he's been on, have tested positive. And they come in with a hazmat suit and say, come with us, sir. And but I was thinking that what I might do, in Italy, it's a few hours behind Thailand. So what I may do this on Monday, is I may call him up and try to wake him up. Like, just call him online, just call him, on the air, on live streaming, nonstop. Just call them up. It'd be like 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning. I'll call them up and wake them up and tell them, get your ass up. People want to talk to you. They miss you. And by the way, I should also give a big shout out to Richard Gallagher, who emailed yesterday. And I don't know, something happened with the email. The whole message didn't come through, but I was wondering if he was thinking about, oh, where's Chucky? Chucky's doing his own thing. And so is Soy Dog Cowboy. People were asking about you yesterday. So anyway, now, there is an interesting subject that I would like to talk about, and that is the health minister. There's a lot I didn't know about him that I know now. I did a little research. He is a very, very wealthy man. Okay? And I'm talking, I'm assuming he's a billionaire. Now, I don't know if that's billionaire in Thai baht or billionaire in Thai dollars. But he has a lavish rural hideaway. It's a luxury. Now it's a hotel, but it's his luxury oasis, and it's known as Rancho Charnui. And that's what is in Karat. This is in Karat. It's in Nakhon Ratchasima. And it has an 18-hole golf course made by a world-famous expert, plus a private airport with a 1,200-meter-long runway. Let's see what else it has. It has a stable for his horses, because he's got horses, of course. Horses for courses. A large lagoon, an outdoor swimming pool, and a fully equipped gym. And the thing is as of 2013, you can go stay at this place. You can book a room. A superior room is 2,000 baht. And if you get a suite, which can sleep 6 people, it's a little bit under 11,000 baht. Well, thank you for buying the book. I appreciate that. Thailand can be a lot of fun. It's great for visits, and it's good for living. At times it's good. At times it's great. Yeah, that's about how I put it. Visiting and living here are much different, and I'm not into the whole parties now. I'd rather chill by myself or just, with 1 or 2 buddies or with my family than go out into some bar or to a big party. In fact, I haven't been to a party in a couple of years, and I don't want to. And temples, forget about it. I've been to many, many temples. And, I hate to say if you've seen one temple, you've seen them all, because that's not really true. But in many cases, it is true. There are some that stand out. But anyway, let me go on with this, because it's interesting. They opened this up, this place up in 2013, and now I guess, a lot of people go there. After arriving on your private jet at the resort's Kanong Pra airport, or making the 2.5-hour road trip from Bangkok via Suratburi, the friendly staff will escort you to your accommodation. Now, like all Thai resorts right now, Rancho Charnui Resort and Country Club is mostly deserted and not currently economically viable. But nonetheless, you can go there if you want. And for a split second, I thought, man, I'd like to go check that place out. And then I thought, no, I don't. I don't want to go there. Now, let me get to the good stuff here. They got some pictures here, which I can't put up, but they are. This place does look pretty spectacular. Supposedly, it's got a rating of 4.5 out of 5 on TripAdvisor, which makes it the 4th best out of 55 hotels in the Pak Chong area. So he's been running this place, among other things, for many years, and he got into politics, I guess, around 2006. And then he was banned from politics for 5 years. He got back into politics. And without getting too specific about everything, he was appointed interior minister in the Abhisit government. In 2010, he was caught embezzling money from a 3.4 billion baht computer leasing project, and the controversy threatened to tear apart the coalition. But in the end, Abhisit didn't dare fire him. Wow. So he didn't really. Apparently, he didn't really do much, according to an article in the Bangkok Post, 2012 article. He focused on learning to fly. Yeah, so I guess he can fly now. He's a pilot. He owned by 2012. He owned 4 aircraft. He's very ambitious, and let me just get to let's see if I can find this. Okay. I'm not going to talk about the monarchy. Let's see if I can figure this out here. Anatin also used his enforced period out of politics to upgrade, yes, he is the one, to upgrade Rancho Charnui. When he first acquired the estate as a private compound for his family, it consisted of a large villa and farm. This is from an article, I have to say, this is from an article of Andrew, what's his name? Andrew McGregor Marshall, I think. Let me see here. I got to make sure. I want to give him his credit because he's extremely knowledgeable. Oh, spelled it wrong. Yeah, Andrew McGregor Marshall. Yeah, he's not very well liked by many foreigners that I know. But let me go on here because it gets much better. Anatin enjoyed hosting his friends at Rancho Charnui so much that he decided to take a step further and open its doors to anyone who could pay. Most of Thailand's wealthiest people are obsessed with privacy, but Anatin thrives on publicity and performing in public. Okay, so it was actually featured in Gulf Vacations magazine, the Thailand edition. He was married previously, and then he divorced in 2013. His wife, it says, traded up by marrying Birombakdi Beer Dynasty, whose wealth is far greater than Anatin's. Later the same year, Anatin married Sasiton Chantarasombun. So that's kind of what's gone on with his private life, which is really, to me, I don't really care about it. But what I do care about is what he just really got into, he became the minister, I think, in 2019. It says his, and I didn't write this again. This comes from Secrets I Am, okay, from Andrew McGregor Marshall, who is excellent, and he's got his own story, but his second marriage was troubled and eventually broke down in 2019. He has a reputation of being a womanizer. He had more money than he could ever need. He could have contentedly spent the rest of his life at his country club playing golf, flying his plane, entertaining friends and guests, but that wasn't enough. He wanted more. He wanted everything. And the way that he became the health minister is all because of marijuana, the ganja. Now, without reading into this too much here, basically he put out a campaign. He and his Boomjai Thai party. They had the idea. You can thank them, that the cultivation of medical marijuana could transform the lives of ordinary Thais. They said every household would be allowed to grow 6 marijuana plants and sell the leaves to pharmaceutical companies, potentially earning every family 420,000 baht, or $12,500. It was an absurd promise, but it worked. There were basically signs put out, posters, with political messages, but they also had the message that said, vote for us and we'll let you plant marijuana freely. We're pro-marijuana for medical use. Marijuana farming will be huge for business and bring wealth to Thai people. All you have to do is promise them wealth, and then you promise them, hey, guess what? You have your own weed. How can you lose? Now, he actually was trying to become prime minister, but this wasn't enough, and Prayut ended up being prime minister. However, he wanted to be the interior minister of Thailand. Well, he could have been, if he had really fought for it, been the interior minister of Thailand, but instead, to everyone's surprise, he sought the unglamorous and technocratic health ministry. The Boomjai Thai party was still determined to maintain the fiction that their support for cannabis cultivation could transform Thailand, and that Anatin becoming health minister would continue the charade by using the position to extol the benefits of cannabis oil. This is why when the pandemic struck, Thailand's Minister of Public Health was an unqualified political dilettante whose only health experience was making wild claims about the medical wonders of marijuana. I can't even believe this. This is like a movie. Oh, man. Well, here's another thing, and I hate to say this, but, and I've tried to poo-poo it a little bit, downplay it. You know, the Thai government always comes out with ideas. They've always got these ideas. Let's do this, let's do that. And I always say they're just throwing stuff against the wall and they want to see what sticks. And that's true, but, you know, some of this stuff, I'm like, come on. Really? You want to try this? Why don't you think it through? Now, I don't know how they're going to implement this this new lifting of the restrictions, because today is the 28th. You got today, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, and then the 1st. On the 1st, people are supposed to be able to go in. They're vaccinated, and they printed out their card, or they got their card, the QR code on their phone. They are supposed to be able to go right in. Everybody's supposed to be open. Now, how are they going to, I don't know how they're going to put that all together. I don't know if it's a simple matter of simply having some kind of a scanner or using their own phone there, and they may be able to, you know, some girl at Starbucks or at KFC or Hello Nile or at Texas Chicken, which is better than KFC by far. maybe some, girl at the register or at the door is standing there and she's got a phone and she just scans whatever you have, whether it's on your phone or a paper, and then it does bring up the page, or it should bring up the page if you're fully vaccinated. I don't know how they're going to do it. What I really don't know is if you have somebody who got vaccinated internationally, how are they going to pull that off? So maybe it's that simple where they just go in and read it. They have the MawProm app on their phone, and they'll be able to scan it through there and get into the system and see who is fully vaccinated, or who's recovered from it or whatever. You're going to have a green or yellow card to be able to get into places. Niall, have you been watching this about how you can get into restaurants and that sort of thing? With these new changes. Oh, come on. No, Texas Chicken. What are you talking about? The Texas Chicken in the Mall Bonkaby always has people in it, and they're always, I can tell you that people are ordering like crazy and getting the Grab drivers and Food Panda and all. I constantly see these guys going in and out of Texas Chicken. Even when they were open, there was always, a handful of people, half a dozen people in a place. And I'll tell you what, KFC, yeah, they got some people in there, but to me, they're a more established brand. I don't know what happened with KFC. I like KFC. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I like some of the things that Texas Chicken offers. I don't know what to tell you. I've never had Popeye's chicken. Never in my life have I had Popeye's chicken. Okay, so now I got. Let me read this because this is where it gets really good. When it became clear in early 2020 that Thailand was facing the biggest crisis in its modern history, Anutin quickly proved to be totally out of his depth. Suddenly, he faced a punishing workload. And was required to make life or death decisions affecting the welfare of the whole kingdom. It's no joke. He was shocked to find he couldn't just keep treating the job as a joke, posing for daft photo ops among marijuana plants, and then flying back to Rancho Chanwi for a relaxing round of golf. His role had unexpectedly become deadly serious, and he simply couldn't cope. The early signs that he was imploding under pressure was a series of bizarre outbursts. I've been to Korea, yes, a couple times. I don't remember if I had any fried chicken, though. In February 2020, angered that some Westerners had failed to accept free face masks he was handing out, he ranted that they should be kicked out of the country. He apologized on Facebook, but in March, his personal Twitter account launched into another anti-foreigner diatribe, saying dirty Westerners who never shower were spreading the virus in Thailand. Anutin claims somebody unknown must have posted the tweets and later deleted his Twitter account. Deny. That's the MO of damn near every single politician. He temporarily shut down his Facebook page in March after sharing incorrect information on quarantine rules for foreign arrivals. This is like a bad movie. Oh, man. Hey, thank you, Raymond. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Once he unconvincingly complained he had no idea how. Once again, he unconvincingly claimed he had no idea how the post had appeared on his page. Wow, what a coincidence. I've never... I have never, ever had anything posted on my Twitter or my Facebook that I didn't post myself. I wonder what a coincidence. Man, I mean, he must be one unlucky guy. 2 times he had things posted on his social media, and he didn't do it. I don't know. Maybe it was his assistant or something. Who knows? On March 26, he had to apologize again after accusing medical personnel of getting infected with the virus because of carelessness. Now listen to this, and threatening to whip them. Who does that? Who threatens to whip the medical personnel? He sounds like a total douchebag. I don't know. Maybe he's a great guy, but, you know, I like my way better than his way, money or not. Anatin's public behavior was an embarrassment, but his decision-making behind the scenes was, I can't stop laughing, infinitely more damaging. During 2000, yeah, how come somebody always hacks the Twitter accounts when there's something nasty on them? Oh, God. Now, here, listen to this. During 2020, Anatin hatched a plan with palace officials and royalist friends like Madame Pang to ingratiate themselves with someone up at the top, who I'm not going to talk about, by ensuring Siam Bioscience would be the cornerstone of Thailand's vaccine strategy, manufacturing doses under the license of AstraZeneca. They were more concerned about glorifying something than actually securing enough vaccine doses. Holy moly. Siam Bioscience had no experience of making vaccines and did not have the necessary production capacity, so did not start delivering doses until June 2021, by which time the Delta variant of the virus was already spreading widely in Thailand. The company remains unable to deliver the amount of doses Thailand needs. Ugh. As Sean Crispin recently reported in the Asia Times, when Anatin met Pfizer representatives in December 2020, he declined to place an order, saying their vaccine was not proven to be effective, Jesus Christ, on yellow-skinned people. He never even bothered to reply to a proposal by Moderna in January 2021 to build a vaccine manufacturing plant in Thailand. An offer of vaccine doses from India was also rejected. Wow. Now, I have no way of knowing if all this is absolutely certain, but I'm going to say I tend to believe what this guy writes. It's only his opinion. That's what I'm going to say. He was so complacent that he didn't bother figuring out how many doses Thailand would need from Siam Bioscience. We know from a leaked letter, which just came out a while ago, from AstraZeneca to Anatin, that in September 2020, he told them Thailand's health care system required approximately 3 million doses per month. Oh, man. Far fewer than any sensible assessment would have concluded. I could have done the math with that. If you got 70 million people here and you want to make sure that you try to get everybody vaccinated, let's just say that you get 60 million doses. That's only going to take care of 30 million people. So 3 million a month, figure that out. It'll take forever to get the people vaccinated. In early 2021, when progressive billionaire Thanatorn Juangrun, oh man, I hate saying this name, and I did cover this guy. I went to where his rally was. Thanatorn Juangrun Ruangkit started publicly questioning Anatin's vaccine strategy. The public health minister went into a full-scale meltdown. Anatin is immensely envious of Thanatorn, who is far richer, smarter, and more popular than he is. Like many Thai politicians, he is totally unable to handle criticism. Well, nobody likes criticism, but if it's constructive, then, I don't know. When the deficiencies of his vaccine procurement policy became coming under scrutiny, Anatin was incandescent, accusing Thanatorn of politicizing the crisis and defaming someone up top. And then he was slapped with the lèse-majesté charge in order to remove his totally legitimate criticism from social media, which he refused to do. Anatin and Tanatorn continued to spar in the months that followed. All right, let me go on to the next good stuff here. But a few days later, Move Forward Party MP Riroch Lakhanadison went to the health ministry to ask to see documents related to the government's deal with AstraZeneca. He was surrounded and harassed by a group of thugs, some of whom were wearing Boomjai Thai polo shirts hastily turned inside out. God. Photographs confirmed they worked for Anatin. As usual, Anatin denied any responsibility, declaring, "Who would be that stupid?" It was another question with a painfully obvious answer. Oh my God. An online petition calling for his resignation gathered more than 20,000 signatures, and he's still here, obviously. Nowadays, it's kind of like, we're in the government, you're not, shut the fuck up. And it's not just here I'm talking about, it's everywhere. Australia, UK, America. By now, relations between Prayut and Anutin had collapsed. As the scale of Anutin's incompetence became clear, Prayut took charge of securing enough doses with the formation of a vaccine procurement committee under the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration, which is headed by the Prime Minister. In April, he appointed himself COVID czar in charge of everything related to the coronavirus policy. Oh, man. Anutin had no involvement in the committee and began claiming that he'd never been in charge of vaccine policy. In a Facebook post on April 26, he sought to absolve himself of any responsibility by putting all the blame on Prayut. Oh, he said he was just loyally following orders. Oh, God. Sources say Prayut and Anutin had several shouting matches this year, and in one confrontation in late April, they had to be held back by aides to stop their argument becoming physical. They now barely talk at all while working furiously behind the scenes to blame each other for the mess. He's so sensitive that his team regularly harassed doctors and hospital staff who have criticized him online, ordering them to delete their post. He was humiliated again this month when, listen to this shit. You might have heard this one. He was humiliated again this month when an attempt to claim credit for procuring Pfizer doses backfired. After the United States donated 1.5 million Pfizer doses in July, which are mainly being used to give booster jabs to medical personnel previously inoculated with the questionable Chinese vaccine Sinovac. An image was leaked showing a sign made for a vaccination session in Nakhon Sawan province claiming Mr. Anutin Chanwirakun, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Public Health, gives Pfizer vaccine to medical personnel of Nakhon Sawan. This court caused an uproar on social media, and the medical staff began posing with alternative signs thanking U.S. President Joe Biden instead. And that really pissed him off. I remember seeing those photos. I don't know if anybody else has seen them, but what a mess, man. What a mess. When a politician says something like, woke, we stand with the other, and nobody says I didn't post that. Somebody hacked my account. I agree, but still, that wasn't me. Hello, my friend. Hello, Mr. Richard Gallagher. How you doing? I did give you a little shout out earlier. I got your email, obviously. So, yeah, how you doing? How you doing? Okay, now, wow, this is just crazy. I didn't know this until I read this. I didn't know it was this extensive, we'll say. Even his friends are starting to desert him after Anutin secured hundreds of Pfizer doses to offer to his acquaintances who were told they could get inoculated at Rancho Charnui for 25,000 baht each. Several people in his social circle were shocked and urged him to reconsider his behavior. Eventually, more than 50 of his acquaintances who had been offered Pfizer inoculations backed out. Tensions between Prayut and Anutin are so serious that the coalition could unravel at any time. They're not even speaking, apparently. It's extremely unlikely that Anutin Charnvirakul will ever be held legally accountable for all the damage he has done. How many politicians are really held legally responsible? How many times has that happened? Somehow I think that even Andrew Cuomo, he's gonna, oh, I resigned, everything's okay now. Yeah, man. You know, glad to hear it, Richard. It's hard. It is hard to see how his political career can survive the events of the past year. It may soon be time for him to retire to Rancho Charnwi for good. That's a pretty scathing article. Again, it's from Secret Siam. It's written by a guy named Andrew McGregor Marshall. I love his stuff. He's got some great stuff. Another one that's really good is from Thai Inquirer. His name is Cod. I can't remember his last name right now, but his first name is Cod. He's the editor of the Thai Inquirer. They've got some good information. Always putting up good info. But this is top-notch stuff right here. I don't know how he gets all his info, but he used to live in Thailand, and apparently he wrote some things that didn't sit well, and he was forced to leave. That's the way I'm going to put it. The thing about governments is the history of mankind, they are all incompetent. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't think people are generally incompetent. I think, hey, listen, there are people who get the job done and people who don't get the job done. I think that the number of choices that we have in our leaders is minimal. And, many times the people who we are asked to choose from, it's bad and worse. That's what we get to choose from. So, anyway, that's kind of what's going on. Remember that if you are here or coming here, it's been a couple of years now, Richard. It's been probably about 3 years because I went to Bali, and it might even be longer. I went to Bali, then I went to America, and I came back and went to a couple places. And then I went to Hong Kong. I went to Vietnam. I went to Bangladesh. I went to Hong Kong. And, I haven't been anywhere in 2 years. And I don't really feel like going anywhere. I'm probably not going to go anywhere for another 6 months, at least. And I just don't have that desire to wade through the bullshit. The health minister perhaps got his job the same way the new Thai national football team. What happened? The new Thai national football team, new manager got her job. Well, there are a lot of generals in the military and politicians that have gotten their job not necessarily based on merit. Now, that's, of course, my opinion. Allegedly based on something else. Wealth is very important here. It's important everywhere, but it's especially important in Asia. It's supposed to be a rainy day today. I'm not going anywhere today. I am looking forward to Wednesday. First, to see, can I get into Starbucks and stream from there? Hopefully we'll have a nice stream. And first just to see if I can get in, and second because I haven't been there in a while, and it'll just be nice to be out and be able to sit down somewhere and, you know. News just out. U.S. drone strikes in Kabul kill bomb planner. Wonder if it really was or just a show or response. Yeah, who knows? This is the thing now, between the media lying and the politicians lying, how are you supposed to know if you're getting the truth or not? I see this here. America strikes back. So what? You're going to kill one guy and you think that's going to do it? They need to strafe all the people that are involved in the perimeter. If they can, they need to figure out how to just mow them all down. I got no mercy for these bastards. These guys, all these pussy politicians. Oh, we're going to negotiate with them. Let me talk. We'll be nice to them. If we're nice to them, they'll be nice to us. No, they'll cut your fucking head off, you idiot. I can't understand these freaking idiots. It's like you look at history and it always repeats itself. Time after time after time after time after time. Well, to me, this does not account for his blunder. It doesn't do a damn thing. Target apparently killed. Yeah, okay. Listen, killing one guy doesn't cut it. What they really need to do is to humiliate the Taliban before they leave. That's what they need to do. They need to send some bad motherfuckers out there and do whatever it takes to mow down a couple hundred of them. And we might take some casualties, of course. Mow down a couple hundred of these guys, get rid of them. And then guess what? Yeah, there are going to be people that are going to come afterwards. There always are. You kill somebody's father, the son is pissed off because he doesn't have a father, and he's going to come after you. But, we'll deal with that when we get to it. Because negotiating with these fuckers doesn't matter. There are people that are very good Muslims who they just want to live their life. They don't want to hurt anybody. They don't want to bother. And then there are some people that are Muslims who are not good people. And people that are in the Taliban and Al-Qaeda and ISIS and what's the other one? I know I'm missing a couple of them. I got no mercy for them because they wouldn't have any mercy for me. Just remember how they cut people's heads off and they make videos of it and they're laughing and talking about Allah. And then tell me how we need to sit down with them and negotiate them, or we're going to give them some kind of a paper that has names of the people that are, even if it's a few specific names that are trying to get through a checkpoint. What the hell is Biden thinking? It just doesn't sit well with me. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's something else. Here's the thing. We can't turn back time from what we did before. This is how I look at it. I'm not saying that everything that was done in the past, releasing these people, was not a smart move. That was just stupid. But that was a negotiation ploy, which I don't know why we negotiated with them. I thought we don't negotiate with terrorists. And so I don't agree with everything. I don't agree that, hey, listen, once we figured out, okay, we got bin Laden, we didn't need to keep as many troops there as we did. We needed to get some of them out, start taking some equipment out, and you keep the troop at 2,500 or 5,000, 6,000, whatever was there, and you keep them in there, and then when you're ready to take people out, you leave those people, the 2,500 or whatever it's necessary to keep things stable, you keep those people there. You figure out how to get the money out of every time I see us in the Middle East, we're always getting screwed. We're always taking it up the yin yang. Doesn't matter where. Yeah, so, okay, stay away from the airport immediately. But get to the airport so we can get you out of here. It's ridiculous. Oh, yeah. They're helping the Allied forces. Really. If you believe that, I've got some land, some swamp land to sell you in Florida. Well, this is another thing. You know, it's a dangerous situation. You know that. You need to try to protect that area. And what the hell was going on with Bagram? Well, why did we give that up? What was that movie where? Well, it wasn't a movie. It was Sopranos, where they were asking, well, what do you want him to do? And then one of the guys goes, I want that man there to order us to go over there. And I don't know what he said, but he said something like, you know, break some skulls or something like that. So I expect more from this president. Now, obviously, it doesn't matter much to him what I think or what many of his in his circle think. Apparently, he's a very stubborn man and he doesn't give in. If you're the president of the United States, I don't care if you do have, what's he got, 50 years in the, 40 years in, 50 years, I think, in politics. He's got his ass up his ass up his head. Not as he doesn't have his head up his ass. He's got his ass up his head. He's a freaking moron. I've never seen a president that I thought was more stupid than him. And some of it might be that he's mentally impaired because of age. And you know, I understand, but I've said this before. I can sympathize with him for that, but get rid of him. He doesn't need to be president. And then the thing is, nobody wants him to go because they don't want Kamala to be the president. Oh, you know everybody's going to be dancing in the streets when she becomes president. All the idiots will be dancing in the street. Woo, we got our first female president and she's black. Yeah? Can she do the job? Fuck no. Yeah, he's a few, definitely a few brain cells short of a brain. I don't even know what to say about this guy. Every time I watch him, I get irritated. I have to make sure I don't watch the news because every time I watch, I get irritated. No, the U.S. can't control all the problems in the world with war. I agree. However, we also do not need to let terrorists bomb our people and people that are trying to get out of the country. Who are they to be able to tell us what to do? Granted, it's their country, but it's not the Taliban's country. They're not the government. Although, you know, the leader of the country ran off. I mean, what does that say? He's another Joe Biden. You know. War is not the answer, but sometimes war is the answer. Sometimes kicking somebody's ass is the answer. And that's the truth. Sometimes fear is enough to stifle these organizations. You know. I think we could wipe them out, at least for a short while, if we really wanted to. Instead, we try to capitulate to their needs, and no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Things are screwed up here. It is not a cultural thing. It is a leadership thing. I guarantee you, even if you put like somebody like Jocko Willink in as president, people are going to bash him. There's always going to be people that bash the leaders. And I understand that I'm bashing Biden far more than I ever bashed Trump. As I said before, I didn't ever think Trump was a very presidential leader, but he was willing to go in and get the job done, and he didn't have any of these mamsy-pamsy feelings that were getting in his way. I can't even think about Obama because back then I wasn't even thinking about politics. At that point, I didn't give a shit. I didn't care about politics back then. You know, I really didn't care that much. I was always like, where's Ronnie? Get Ronnie back in here. Bring in the chimp and Ronnie and he'll kick some ass, you know. Anyway, listen. Thank you very much for joining me. Really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please remember to leave a thumbs up. And if you want, leave a thumbs down. I don't really give a flying fuck. If that's what you want, leave it. Keep watching. Leave a thumbs down. I don't care. Or leave a thumbs up. That's nice too. Whatever. Up to you. Don't forget, you can always join the channel. Click the little join button down there. Get a t-shirt. Many things you can do to help support the channel. Or you can just watch. That's good too. You want to watch? That works. Works for me. Watch. Leave a thumbs up. Leave a thumbs down. Whatever. I understand some people may not like everything I say. Some days you may click a thumbs up. Some days you may click a thumbs down. And that's fine. I don't really give a shit. I'm not here to change your feelings towards me. I'm here to just express myself and put some thoughts out there and maybe get some people thinking. And maybe get a little chuckle once in a while. A little chuckle, a little chucky. Anyway, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks, Raymond. Thanks, John. Thanks, everybody. And until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. I'll see you guys on Monday. I'm going to try to do a daily podcast stream thing from Monday through Friday, and then I'll have a couple of commentaries going up, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And if things are a little better out there, I'll be streaming, walking around or whatever. But on Wednesday, assuming nothing changes, I will be streaming live from Starbucks. And we'll see if Beer and Tien and Preo are still there. And maybe, I'm assuming he can get in, I will be sitting with Longhorns, the one and only who likes to sleep in. Ever since I started streaming here while he was here, we don't see him as much. When he's in America, we always see him, you know. So anyway, that's all. Thank you. That is all. I'll see you when I see you, which hopefully will be Monday. Later.